Welcome back. Now we move on to Objective 2D. Here we're going to identify basic facts and terms pertaining to ComSec. We talked earlier about Tempest, unintentionally emitted signals. On the ComSec side, we're going to discuss intention. This is stuff we plan on doing. How do we protect the signals? And this is information in transit. So communication security is the employment of measures and controls to deny unauthorized persons information derived from information systems of the United States government related to national security, dealing with classified levels of information, and to ensure the authenticity, the integrity of the information system. So ComSec protection results from applying security measures to communications and information systems that generate, handle, store, or process classified or sensitive information. It also includes physical security measures for ComSec information or materials. So some important terms as it relate to communication security is encryption and decryption. We mentioned encryption earlier. This is the conversion of data into a form that cannot easily be understood. That's converting plain text unencrypted information into ciphertext or encrypted information. I mentioned we can encrypt stuff in storage. Here we're dealing with encrypting and decrypting in transit. Decryption is the reverse of that process. It's the restoration of encrypted data into its original readable state. So I'm converting ciphertext, an encrypted signal, a black signal, into plain text, unencrypted, which is a red signal. Another term is cryptography. This is the use of coding systems to encrypt and decrypt information. You can think back to elementary school. If you were writing and passing notes, the easiest thing to do was a letter substitution. It's like, I'm going to move every letter over 3 spaces. So when I write this thing out, somebody that doesn't know what coding system I'm using, it's going to look like gibberish. Only the people that know it would be able to decrypt it and read it. Cryptanalysis is the science of trying to break a coding system so that the information can be revealed to an unauthorized user. Using that same scenario, if your teacher intercepts your note, she can look at it, and because she has a little bit higher education level and knows, okay, if it's a 3-letter word, it might be and or the or are. If it's a single word, if it's a single letter, it's either an A or an I, and that begins the process of cryptanalysis, breaking that coding system. If I use encryption, decryption correctly, this enables crypto security. Crypto security is protections that result from the proper use of cryptographic systems. I'm using encryption and decryption at a high enough level. I'm using the appropriate coding system. That's going to make it more difficult to break. I have guaranteed crypto security. Another important component of ComSec is transmission security, or TransSec. TransSec is all measures designed to protect intentional transmissions from interceptions and exploitation by all means other than cryptanalysis. I can't control the enemy trying to break my code, but every measure I take to protect the signals that I intend to do, the transmissions I want to make, is transmission security. Vulnerabilities occur when we fail to use the proper systems for intentional transmissions. An example would be sending classified materials over an unclassified network. If I take a classified disk and I put it on an unclassified computer and I email it out, I'm using the wrong method. That's a transmission security failure. Another important component of communication security is physical security. This is protection that results from physically protecting against vulnerabilities. As I mentioned, red team penetration testers, they are trying to gain covert access to devices. Physical security measures are what we can utilize to protect against that. So some devices that you'll see that we use for transmission security are TAC lanes and what's called a VIPR, a voice over IP phone. So TAC lanes is what we would use for data. You can take a laptop, we load a cryptographic key into the TAC lane, so a red signal comes in, a black signal goes out. In reverse, a black signal come in, gets decrypted, and goes to that classified laptop. A voice over IP phone, a VIPR, can be used for voice transmission. You can have a secret or top secret level conversation depending on the key, as long as the room is cleared to have that voice conversation. And a VIPR phone can also be utilized to transmit data. And as we mentioned, physical security We want to eliminate the vulnerabilities for physical security. We have to be careful with some of the vulnerabilities that exist. Improper destruction of waste. We print a lot of stuff, we store a lot of stuff. When we're done with it, make sure it's shredded, make sure it's burned, it's pulped. We don't want to just inadvertently and throw it in a dumpster. Dumpster diving was a common way to gain information. We have to be careful of improper handling. If I'm utilizing a device, I have to maintain positive control of it. I don't want to just leave it unattended, especially if it's loaded with keys. And then unauthorized viewing or possession of ComSec. Same thing. When I'm talking ComSec, I'm talking classified levels of information. I don't want to leave it around for anybody to look at. Need to know is an important aspect of ComSec. Not everybody has the need to know. Finally, also with physical security, again, it's physical. It exists in the world. We can put up physical barriers. We can put up walls. We can put up doors. We can lock those doors. We can use safes. Physical measures to secure our information systems. By doing that, we can limit access to ComSec material. I can also limit access by means of using a SCIF. I can have a controlled area that certain people just do not have access to because they haven't been cleared to be there. And again, when I'm dealing with ComSec information, classified information, I have to store it properly. So one of the ways we store it is we have to store it in what we refer to as a GSA, General Services Administration, approved safe or approved container. That's the big gray filing cabinet right there. They're huge, they're heavy, very complex locks. They are very secure. When utilizing these GSA safes, they have to be of the appropriate classification or higher, similar to transporting or transmitting top secret, secret, and confidential information. Storing it is the same way. I can store top secret material in a top secret safe. I can store secret information in a secret or a top secret level safe. Can't go the other way. I can't put top secret information in a safe that's only cleared for secret level. That concludes ComSec.